exciting to be here, and thank you, Melanie. The panel was phenomenal, very, very inspirational, very, very inspirational. I started my business as an undergraduate with 15,000 naira, which is the equivalent of $100. So extremely humble beginning. And I started as a novice, but just doing bridal makeup. So I started as a makeup artist. So no matter how small your business, you think your business is, it has potential. Today, House of Tara has over 250 employees. And yes, Melanie had quoted a number of 5,000 reps. That number is no longer 5,000. It's over 10,000 reps across the country. The beauty industry in Nigeria is what it is today because someone, a young 21-year-old, decided that she wanted to do something amazing even though it didn't exist. Yes, I didn't have role models. There was no model to see. But I grew from not just the bridal makeup, but also to have my own school. So I started with training people who wanted to become makeup artists. Being a makeup artist, my role began to change and evolve to teaching. And teaching for my business, but also planning to teach for the industry that was about to boom. And today, one of the greatest challenges was people not even understanding what beauty meant. They didn't even think it was a real business. So when you are having a conversation with someone, they want to understand. So explain to me what you say you do. You are a makeup artist. So you paint people's faces and they pay you. Okay, that's interesting. Now, when you have a business where people don't believe in you, they don't believe in the potential, it means that there are always shut doors. So shut doors to people who you want to recruit. So you want to employ someone and they say, I should leave my degree to work with you as a makeup artist. And then you have shut doors even in the banking industry. So you go into your bankers and because they don't understand what you're doing, they can't even support you. One of the speakers talked earlier about being bold. And then he asked me, at the time I was going to see him, I was looking for a $500,000 naira loan. I got the opportunity to see him, and I knew that if I was seeing the MD of the bank, I was not going to be asking for $500,000 naira. So he asked me, so how much are you looking for? And I'd like to throw the question to the audience. How much do you think I asked for? 5. Someone said 5 million? Okay, anybody else? And one person said 5 million. I asked for 40 million. You've got to be bold. So I asked for 40 million, and he sort of is about to fall off his chair. Not sure what I meant. So he said, but I thought you know, they told me you were looking for $500,000 naira. And I said, well, I've opened my mouth, so it needs to be filled. And we decided to negotiate. Eventually, I walked away with 20 million naira. I started the first makeup school in Nigeria. I was the first bridal makeup artist in Nigeria. I created the first bridal magazine in Nigeria. I created the first makeup studio in Nigeria. Today we have 24 stores across the country, and we franchise as well. And one of the skills that I had to develop was managing. And sometimes we take that for granted. When you have things like that, you have people that you have to constantly work on, especially people who you had to train as well. And that transition was a challenge for me. It was difficult, but I knew I needed it. I needed to put my processes in place, I needed to put systems in place, and I knew if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't have a solid enough business to scale. And guess what? It's now our responsibility to tell our own stories. How do we create products that can do that without us going on CNN? Because my products can go further than any interview or campaign that I can do.
I had quite a busy day. I want to quickly do a recap of some of the speaking engagements that we had over the Saturday and the high points for me. I think, first of all, Fela and I had the most beautiful time at Cleve, organized a marriage retreat weekend, and we had a beautiful time, and we're just reminiscing about that session just this morning as we head out to church. And I think one of the things that I said at that event was that we've been speaking on marriage we get invited by many churches and for maybe upwards of 10 years. And one of the times that we're invited by a youth church many years ago, we noticed that it seemed like the young people felt like what we were saying was unreal, and that we were not being either truthful, factual. And I remember taking the microphone at that time because of the sort of questions that were being asked, and I'm quite intuitive. So I picked up on it and I decided to address it. And I said, you know, the truth of the matter is that we are not marriage counselors. We're not professionals at doing it. We didn't start our marriage journey with the intent of becoming role models and therefore become speakers. We only started to do it because there were people who recognized that grace and decided to ask us to speak. And you know, as Christians, we know one thing, that we're light set on a hill, and the reason why the light is set on the hill is so that it can give direction, right? So role modeling is part of our responsibilities as people of faith. And so we, you know, it wasn't, if you called us to speak on business, easily, right? But on marriage, it was a bit awkward, but we started to do it. But what I've come to realize sometimes is that when you open up yourself to be a speaker, you must also open up yourself to skeptics and some kind of cynicism. And to be honest, I also tried to address it yesterday, and I said, whatever it is that we're sharing is only 1% of what we really truly experience at home, privately, and we don't really we may not come to you and say we're fighting, you know, we've been, you know, back and forth, these are the things that you said to me, he said to me, because we've been intentional about watching our language to each other. Honoring each other has been very important. One of the things Fela said at the conference yesterday, he said, you know, that what I'm doing for Tara is not, Tara is only a beneficiary. That, to be honest, he's here to please God primarily, and that there are other people who then benefit from it from a secondary standpoint, and Tara is just one of them. But he also recognizes that God is not just his father and his God, but he's also his father-in-law, and therefore how he treats me is a reflection of his relationship with the Lord. He then used the analogy of, if you were married to Putin's daughter, for example, would you treat her badly? Because you just know that you can't dare, right? So not that God is like Putin, but basically, you know, someone you fear, someone you honor, somebody who's an authority and powerful, you treat their children better. So that's what point he was trying to make. I also made a point to say that I mean, that this relationship also, as a Christian primarily, which means that there are certain things I will do and not do simply because I'm a Christian and my Christian values will not allow me to do so. So if I don't use abusive words on my husband, it's simply because I just would not use abusive words, period. But also it's our background. We both came from very broken homes, and we came with a determination to not recreate what we had as kids, to create a haven for our own children to grow and thrive, and for us to also enjoy. And that determination determines, that commitment determines how intentional we are about honoring each other, honoring God in our relationship. And that's the fact. And lastly, I would like to reiterate, I think this morning, this was a revelation I had. You know, sometimes when we go and speak, we think we're ministering to people, but many times we're also ministering to ourselves. And we walked away super excited and reflective, because it makes us reflective of our walk, of our journey, because we're being asked questions that we probably wouldn't have asked ourselves. And Rolake Akinkunmi Fulani did a great job at asking us the right questions, and it made us reflective. And we walked away even more grateful hours after that session, recognizing the privilege that we've had to have had each other the way we've had each other. And so at the end of the day, I look back at yesterday, and I also realized that we are here for those people or might not be called to everyone, but our story may not resonate with everyone. Well, those it will resonate with will be one, people who are currently having a great marriage, afraid to talk about it because they feel that people will think it's not real, right? It's not common, it's uncommon. Yes, it may be uncommon, but we're here to, as role models, as light set on a hill, to share and give you comfort that if you're having a good time and you're enjoying your marriage, this is an example of what is also happening in your home. So be comforted. Lastly, there's enough negative PR about bad marriages, and if those who are thriving in their marriage don't share, then you give the illusion that bad marriages is what the standard is, and it isn't. And so we're grateful for the opportunity to be able to share our story yesterday at TPH, and we really hope that people will go online and look for the clip from Cleve, this present house, and learn more from others. The great John and Emma was a speaker. We had another older couple who'd been married for maybe upwards of 25 years, and who we really, really respect. And it'll be nice for all of you to go back there and also listen to them. I had a great time at the Citadel Center with the young people, where I spoke about scaling your business. And in the morning, I had a beautiful fellowship with the White Harvest organization and with their leaders, and just sharing my journey and how I feel that God is calling us to missions, and we're going to be the new Mary Slessors and the new Henry Townsend and the new Thomas Freeman, and the work that we're going to do is to draw people to the kingdom, but also be mindful of social impact and how we can make our voices heard in changing our world. Have a wonderful Sunday. Go to church expectant that God is going to meet you at the point of your need, and He will not disappoint. Thank you, and God bless. Thank you, and God bless. UMO, good morning. UMO, good morning. How are you? Hi, niece. Hello. Yeah, so please log on. FD had a powerful weekend with us at Gemstone, and to see you did the same as well. Yes, I hear on your transformational leadership program. Yes. Oh, thank you very, very much. Thank you. I will join you guys before the end of the program to share my transformational leadership journey as well. Yes. Okay. Mo, good morning. Dr. Chi. Good morning. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Thank you, everyone, for joining me this morning, and enjoy your Sunday.